before we even get into this video, let me keep it all the way real with y'all. This right here, this video, it was actually recorded a few days ago, no cap. I had it done, just sitting there, ready. All it needed was a little bit of editing, a little bit of cleaning up, make it flow. But life said not today, so it had to wait. And if you really live in this same life that I'm living, you already know how that goes. It don't even be about being lazy. It ain't about not wanting to do it. It's just about life really pulling on you from every direction. The kids need you. The house needs you. Your mind needs a break. Your body is tired. And every time you think, all right, I'm about to sit down and knock this out, something else pops up. So then you have to try again later. Next thing you know, one day passed, then another, and now you looking at your own video like, damn, I ain't even touched that yet. But today I made time, and that's all that matters. And honestly, I'm glad it happened this way because the last couple of days been different. Now listen, these last few days, they've been better, not perfect, but better. And sometimes better is everything. I found a little bit of energy again, that type of energy that don't really come from sleep. It just comes from deciding about the fact that you're not finna sit in the mess no more. I started picking up around the house, nothing crazy at first, just little stuff. A shirt here, a toy there. Dishes got rinsed off instead of just piling up like they were building a kingdom in the damn sink. Then I looked up and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. We getting somewhere. I could deal with this. I finished the laundry because laundry ain't an option. It's a must for real. So as I'm in there washing and drying, because I'm damn sure not folding. I hate folding laundry. It's just what it is. But I'm still making progress, and it still feels good. Not just because stuff was getting done, but because I was getting back to myself. And that's the thing people don't get to really talk about. Sometimes it ain't about the mess that's weighing on you. It's how long you've been sitting in it. But once you move, even just a little bit, everything does start to shift. Now let's talk about something real for a minute though, because as good as these last couple of days been, life still life. And sometimes things just don't go the way you plan it. You ever had a moment where you had everything lined up in your head, like this is how it's supposed to go, and then boom, none of it goes that way? And in those moments, your first reaction is frustration, or maybe even anger, to be honest. And then you start questioning everything, like why is it happening to me? Or what did I do for everything to go left? But I'm learning sometimes when things don't go our way, it ain't a punishment, it's a pause, a forced pause. Like almost like life is pulling you aside to tell you to slow down because you're moving too fast, or the fact that you're not seeing something. Because when everything is going right, we don't stop, we don't reflect, we don't really question nothing, we just go. But when things fall apart, that's when you have to sit down, that's when you really have to think, and that's when you reevaluate everything, your mindset, your habits, your direction. Sometimes you just got to ask yourself, am I doing this the right way, or even deeper? Is this even meant for me right now? And that don't mean give up. It just means adjust. You got to take a breath, you got to regroup, and you got to move different. Because rushing through life just to end up in the wrong place ain't really it. And to be honest, that's why I always keep my mind on one thing, and that's my glass being half full, always. Because no matter what it looks like in the moment, I truly believe that God does have a plan for me, even when I don't understand it, even when I'm tired, even when things feel delayed or off track, or really just straight up messy. I still believe there's a purpose in it. That delay with this video, that wasn't just me falling behind. That was life giving me more to say, more to feel, or more to really grow from. Those rough days, they make these days feel earned, honestly. And those moments where things don't go our way, they be redirecting us really to where we're actually supposed to be. See, so when you start to look at the glass being half full, everything does shift. You stop focusing on what you've lost and start appreciating what you still have. You stop asking why is certain things happening to me, and you start really thinking, well, what is it teaching me? because there's always a lesson. There's always something being built inside of you that you don't even see yet. And yeah, it ain't always easy to stay positive. I'm not about to sit here and act like I wake up every day smiling like everything is perfect, because I don't. Some days are heavy. Some days I don't feel like doing nothing. Some days I question everything. But even on those days, I don't let my mind go empty. I fill it with faith. If faith is all I have that day, then that's just what it is. I remind myself that God ain't bring me this far just to leave me stuck. There's always a plan, there's always timing, and there's always a purpose. And everything I'm going through right now, it is shaping me for something bigger. So yeah, the house might get messy sometimes. The videos might get delayed sometimes. Life might not always go how I plan it. But one thing about me, I'm always find my way back. I'm always get up. That's just what it is. And I'm always believe that what's meant for me is still coming, because my glass, it ain't never empty. It's always half full, and God is still pouring for me. And that right there, that's enough to keep me going. But let me take it a little deeper with y'all, because having that glass half full mindset, that ain't something that just magically shows up one day. That's something you gotta build. That's something you gotta fight for. Because life will hand you every reason to look at the glass like it's empty. Bills due, energy low, house a mess, kids needing you every 5 seconds, plans falling through, people disappointing you, and on top of all that, you still expected to show up like everything is straight. Yeah, okay. That's why I say it's a mindset you got to protect. You got to be real intentional about what you feed your mind, because if you let negativity sit too long, it'll start to convince you that this is all that's there, that things not going to get better, that you're just stuck, and that's dangerous. So what I started doing, even on my days off, which don't get me wrong, again, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I do still go out and work my apps. I still make my days happen. And what I started doing on the days that I'm off, where I don't do anything, I give myself small wins, like real small wins. Like, okay, you got up today, that's one. You fed the kids, that's another. You washed something. Even if it was just one load of laundry, that shit still counts. Because them small wins, they start stacking. And before you know it, you're building momentum again. And momentum, that's what gets you out of them funks. Now, don't get me wrong. I still have moments where I fall back, where I sit there and I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing nothing. And sometimes I don't. But the difference now is I don't stay there long. I don't let a bad moment turn into a bad week, or a bad week turn into me losing myself, because I've seen what that looks like and I refuse to live there ever again. One thing about life, is always going to test you right when you think you're getting back on track. You'll have a good couple of days feeling productive, feeling like yourself again, and then boom, something shitty will happen. Something small or something big, but enough to throw your whole mood off. And in that moment, you got a choice. You can either let it knock you all the way down, or you can pause, breathe, and say, nah, not this time. And I'm learning to choose that second option more and more, because protecting my peace, that's my priority now. And when I say peace, I don't mean everything around me gotta be perfect. I mean inside. I'm not letting everything shake me the way that it used to. I'm not reacting to everything. I'm not arguing with people. I'm not over explaining myself to people who already decided how they feel. I'm not draining my energy trying to fix stuff that's out of my control. That alone will change your whole life. And let's talk about control for a second, because a lot of the frustration we feel, it comes from trying to control things that we were never meant to control in the first place. Other people's actions, their opinions, timing, outcomes. We want everything to line up exactly how we see it in our head, but life don't work like that. And honestly, thank God it don't. Because if everything went exactly how we planned it, we wouldn't grow. We wouldn't learn patience. We wouldn't build strength. We'd stay comfortable, and comfort don't teach you nothing. It's in them uncomfortable moments when you really find out who you are. When things not going your way, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you feel like giving up, and you still choose to keep going. That's where your strength comes from. That's where your character gets built. That's where God really be working for you. Because sometimes the blessings ain't even the outcome. It's who you're becoming in the process that's the real blessing. And honestly, I had to really learn to sit with that. Because I used to think the goal was just to get through stuff. Like once once this is over, it'll all be good. But now I see it different. It's not just about getting through it. It's not just about growing through it. It's about the two together. And what exactly I'm supposed to take from a situation, you know? What is it teaching me about myself? What do I need to change? What do I need to adjust? What do I need to let go of? And that let go part, man, that's the hard one, because sometimes it's not even a situation, it's people. Sometimes you got to let go of expectations you have for people. Sometimes you got to accept that everybody not going to show up for you the way that you show up for them. And that don't mean you got to stop being a good person. It just means you got to stop overextending yourself where it's not appreciated. You start pouring into places and people that pour back into you. And most importantly, you start pouring into yourself. Because how exactly do you keep giving to everybody else when you're running on empty? You really can't, to be honest. And that's another reason why I hold on to that glass half full mindset. Because even when I feel drained, I remind myself there's still something in me. There's still strength. There's still purpose. There's still a reason to keep going. And let me say this too. For anybody watching this who feels like they're behind in life, like they're not moving fast enough or something, like everything else is ahead or everybody else is ahead, you got to stop comparing, for real, honestly, because you're comparing your real life to somebody else's highlight profile reel. That's all you're seeing. That's it. You don't know what people are going through behind closed doors. You don't know what they had to sacrifice, what they're dealing with, what they struggle with. All you see is what they show you. And that'll mess with your head if you let it. You got to stay in your lane. You got to focus on your pace, because what's meant for you is not going to miss you. And it's going to come at a time that it's supposed to. Not early, not late, right on time. And yeah, that waiting part, that shit's hard. Especially when you're doing everything you're supposed to do. You're putting in work, you're trying, you're pushing, and it still feels like nothing is moving. But that's where faith comes from. That's where you got to trust that something is happening even when you can't see it yet. Because just like a seed, you plant it, you water it, and for a while, you don't see nothing. But underneath the surface, it's growing, it's building, it's preparing to come. And that's how life is sometimes, for real. You're in a season where it looks like nothing is happening, but really everything is being set up. So when it finally does come together, you got to understand why it took the time that it took. And you got to be ready for it, not just to receive it, but to keep it. And that's the difference. Because getting something is one thing, but maintaining it, that's a whole nother. And life will make sure you're ready for both. So yeah, I've been through my ups and downs. I still go through them, but I don't look at them the same no more. I don't see obstacles. I see lessons. I don't see delays. I see preparations. I don't see setbacks. I see redirections, because God don't make mistakes. Everything has a purpose. Everything has timing, and everything has a overall reason, point blank, even when I don't understand it in that moment. And that's what keeps me grounded. That's what keeps me moving, and that's what keeps me believing, even on the days where it's hard. So yeah, if you're watching this right now and you in one of them seasons where things just feel off, just know it's not the end. It's a shift. It's a setup. It's something working behind the scenes for you. Keep going, even if it's slow, even if it's messy, even if it don't look like you're gonna get through it. Just don't stop, because your story is still being written. And trust me, the way it's gonna come together in the end is gonna make everything worth what you went through. So yeah, my glass is still half full, and I'm still standing on that every single day. And before I end this video, let me leave y'all with this right here. Stop being so hard on yourself, for real. Because a lot of the time, we be our own worst critics. We still sit and replay everything we didn't do, everything we could have done better, every moment we feel like we fell short. And we ignore everything that we actually made it through. You woke up, you showed up, you kept going, even when you didn't feel like it. And that counts. That matters. You got to start talking to yourself with a little more grace, a little more patience, because growth don't look perfect. It don't sound perfect. It don't move in a straight line. Some days you're up, some days you're dragging. Some days you're just trying to make it to the end of the day without losing it. And that's real. That's life. But as long as you're not quitting on yourself, you're still winning. Even if it don't feel like it yet. So give yourself some credit. Give yourself room to breathe and understand that where you are right now is not your final destination. It's just part of the process. And you're making the progress even on the days that you don't feel like it. So yeah, keep your head up and keep your faith, keep your mindset right, and don't forget your glass still got something in it. And as long as it ain't empty, you got something to work with. And that's more than enough.